Hi, everybody. Okay, we're going to go ahead and start part 2 of this month's Be Inspired webinar. The first part, we looked at a video posted by NAD about police shootings of deaf people. And we noted in the previous webinar a few ASL elements that were sort of noteworthy for us. And now we're going to apply a few of those elements to just other settings, just so that we can kind of get used to the usage of these signs and start applying them to our own ASL. The 4 things that we noted last week, or 2 weeks ago actually, that we're going to tonight apply are the use of she fingerspells killed. And we talked about how the reason why she fingerspelled killed in this is she signed the police shot him and she was thinking he was killed, so she signed he and fingerspelled killed. If she had signed he thinking he was killed and signed he was killed, that's actually saying that this person did the killing. Okay, that would be grammatically incorrect and skew the entire message. And so that's why in thinking he was killed, she signed he and then fingerspelled killed. Okay, killed. Okay, and you do actually see that word fingerspelled a lot. You do see that word fingerspelled a lot. If she didn't want to fingerspell that word, then to make that concept grammatically correct and to have the right, subject doing the action, then she'd have to sign the police, the cop, killed him, okay? The cop killed him, and that would be a perfectly fine way to sign that as well. That would still be the correct, message. Okay, she also signs this sign. This sign comes up a lot. It's a really, really, really commonly used sign in ASL. So I just wanted to note it again, just because, just so that you guys get used to how you can use this sign. We see this sign and we hear it, we think the words take advantage of. And I don't want you, the audience watching and you 3 there, to think, well, when I hear the words take advantage of in English, then that's the time that I use this sign. There are many, many situations when that sign can be used, so we want to talk about them today. I'm just checking on my email really quickly because the other person that is supposed to be on just emailed me, but she's fine. She's not going to be able to get on. Okay, so that's the second one. The third one is just a depiction of a shooting. Unfortunately, in our society, we have lots of real life situations of shootings that we can just take from the news. So one example that we're going to talk about is one that I took, the recent church shooting. We can talk about how we can depict that. And we noted in her shooting that it was just clear. She used space really well. So we're going to apply that. And then the last one was this sign. And she talks about just gathering resources. And she uses this sign for gathering. We talked about how this sign and this sign are basically the same sign, just a variation of the same sign. You can sign it collect this way or collect this way. It's just a slightly different visual for the same concept, same idea. Okay, so I'll let you guys start. Daniqua, do you have a sentence that we can apply one of these words to?
So I honestly don't use this sign enough or even a lot. And you gave the example, I think last week or 2 weeks ago, if it was a break in a presentation or something like that, and that person wanted to go take advantage of that and go to the bathroom. So the only example I could come up with was like taken from a personal experience. My son is leaving for the weekend. What a perfect time to clean the house. So I was thinking that could be incorporated as, something like that.
You are breaking up and freezing, but I'm going to try to sign what I'm gonna guess what you signed. So my son is leaving, so I'm gonna clean the house while he's gone. Okay, so maybe like, when is your son leaving? I'm gonna add a time to this. You're totally freezing, no sound right now. So
For the weekend.
Oh, this weekend.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to say maybe this coming up, this weekend, my son, he's gone. Okay. He's gone, or he's gone. So me, clean. Okay, that's a perfect example, perfect example. So we didn't say, I'm gonna take advantage of the time that he's gone to go, right? That's not how we usually speak. We say, my son's leaving this weekend, so I'm gonna go ahead and clean up while he's gone, right? But that English sentence is perfect usage for this sign. Perfect, perfect, perfect. My son, this weekend, my son gone, me clean, okay? And you're breaking up, but yes, I'm gonna guess that you did it right. Okay, Sue, you have one? Oh, you're still mute.
Yes. In fact, I interpreted this this past weekend at our church. And so it was, next weekend, we would like each of you to bring 3 pounds of food with you to church. We will collect it and we're going to donate it to our local food bank.
Okay.
So I did use that sign, and I thought that was perfect. Instead of like this, I really liked it because they're each bringing in a bag of food. So I thought, oh, this is great. So
you felt like it was like grabbing your bag. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Great. Yeah. Awesome. Okay. I'm assuming, Justin, you don't have a sentence right now, right?
No, I don't have a sentence, but I was thinking with this particular sign, I was thinking of like another way of voicing that, like in a way where if someone's saying like the time is perfect, like you can seize the moment, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, with voicing, there are certainly a lot of different ways you can approach it. Seize the moment is a very powerful sign. Is a very powerful choice of words. So in English, we don't use seize the moment unless we're saying something really like meaningful and powerful. So like if somebody deaf said, if you were voicing for somebody who's deaf and the deaf person signed, and you voice that as, my son's leaving this week and I'm going to seize the moment and clean my house, that would be too much, that would be very, very, it would be a lot for that sentence. But there are absolutely, as you said, yes, there are some times when that would be a perfect choice of words. Like if somebody were like talking about the current state of the world right now, not to get political, so I'll just keep it really general, but somebody could say like, the world right now is in turmoil, and so now all citizens of the world need to seize the moment and become active and whatever you believe in. So yeah, if a deaf person were signing about that, especially in a formal setting, and they said, something like that, right? So that would be the perfect choice of words for that. Yeah, great. Okay, my turn. So I'll do this sign since we're sort of on that right now. Mine is similar to, it's the same idea. I have sort of business on the brain right now. So mine is, you know what, before lunch break, let's quickly brainstorm and get some ideas on paper. So it's the same thing, right? So okay, so that's the same idea. No, we didn't hear anything specific. And that's the thing with this sign, is that sometimes it's in there. If we're voicing, now I'm going opposite, sorry. If we were voicing and you see that sign, we feel like we see that sign and we feel compelled to say something for that sign. Well, I saw that sign, so what's a good word choice for that sign? But sometimes we don't need it. We don't need it. Oftentimes in ASL, we get a little bit more visual information, a little bit more feeling that we don't necessarily convey in one specific word or one specific phrase in English. It's just kind of like hidden in the message. So that one, again, you know what, before lunch break, let's quickly brainstorm and get some ideas on paper. So let's take advantage of this moment before lunch break, right, and put some ideas down. Okay, so the same idea. You don't hear that phrase necessarily, but it still works really well in the interpretation. So get used to that feeling of like let's go ahead and that feeling that's sort of hidden in these kinds of sentences, so that you can start using this sign when you get that feeling, when you're experiencing that in a narrative that you're interpreting into ASL. Okay. Enough of that sign. Let's talk about the shooting, not to bring us all down, but let's think about what happened in Texas. I forgot the name of the city already. And let's think about this sentence. He went in and sprayed bullets into the church. Okay, he went in and sprayed bullets into the church. I want to add a second part of that just so that you guys know where I'm going with this. The second part of this, which is going to incorporate another one of our focus words, focus ideas, is 26 people were killed. Okay, 26 people were killed. So these are two separate ideas, but they're linked, and we get to use two of our focus ideas. Okay, so he went in and sprayed bullets into the church. So depicting that and using space, you can make the church right in front of you, okay? A lot of people have a tendency to like want to go to a side, one side or another side when depicting, but you really can just have the church and then he went in or he went in, okay? And then just shot people. And people use this classifier for gun, use this classifier for gun, or use this classifier for gun. Okay, all three of those are pretty common. He went in, okay, and just doing this it incorporates space now, because now we have the frame of the doors right here. We're now in the church, and now we have space incorporated, and we're now doing this. And then you can even use classifiers to show people going down. This probably wasn't the best idea, because this is kind of morbid and real, so even more so. Sorry, maybe I should have chosen something else. But anyway, we're in it now. Okay, so you can show this people going down, or you could show this people going down. Although I feel like in this real situation, I feel like this is more of a war situation, when like tons, where I feel like this is, one goes down and one, that kind of thing. So anyway, I feel like this is probably a more appropriate classifier for this situation. And then we have, and 26 people were killed, right? So you wouldn't want to sign 26 people were killed, right? Because that's 26 people kill. They're doing the killing, okay? So to incorporate what they did in this video, it would be 26 people killed, okay? You'd finger spell it. You, of course, can also do he, because we started with him over here. He killed 26. You could do that as well, okay? He's doing the killing. Just know that whoever you have before the verb is the one doing the action, okay? He killed, not those people were killed, because then you're making them doing the action. That's the important thing to remember about that. Okay, so yes. Okay, that is that. All right. On a lighter note, we talked about this one, we talked about this
Nicole?
one. Yes.
You don't have to do church. There's no.
Oh yeah, church would be the first thing you assign. Yeah,
Okay. Okay. When I was in my CCP program, we were taught not to put it in, like, set things up in the front.
Oh, yeah.
You were to keep that as neutral. So I do tend to do that. I think you're the first one who's ever told me I could set up in the front, but I was always told set it up on the sides and leave this, clear. So that's what I've always done.
Yeah, I mean, it seems to me from what I've observed from deaf people is that things that naturally happen in front tend to be depicted in front. So like it ends up, they really do take from real world. I'm sure that I can find you a few videos to send you so you can kind of see that a little bit more. I'll do that. I'll try to go through my mental Rolodex of videos to remember depictions, and I'll send you a few. Yeah. Okay. Gathering. So I have a couple sentences for that. The first one is the more traditional use of this sign, like actually collecting something. So we have, I'm going to get my Christmas decorations together and donate them to a local school. Okay, so my Christmas decorations, me gather up, local school, I'm gonna donate them. I'm gonna give them all to them, okay? So I'm gonna just get them all together. And again, you could sign this too. Get them all together, collect them all up, and then a local school or a nearby school, me give, okay? Now, something that might be a less obvious use of this sign, think about this. I've been doing tons of comparative research deciding on whether to move to Austin or Asheville, okay? I've been doing tons of comparative research deciding on whether to move to Austin or Asheville, okay? So, and remember, in this video, she used this sign and she used it for gathering resources, right? So she's not literally, like gathering resources. She's, contacting people and Googling things and, so it's not a physical, actual gathering in the same way that I'm actually collecting up, putting things in a box of my Christmas decorations. So what could, and this is my last example, so we're almost done. So how could we incorporate this sign into that sentence? I'm going to read it again. I've been doing tons of comparative research deciding on whether to move to Asheville or Austin. Any ideas? So the first thing, and I see you signing Daniqua, but I can't, you're like literally like my end. So you'll have to, if you just want to let me know, you'll have to talk it through.
Okay, can you hear me good though?
I can hear you clear now.
Could you just do that, like set up Asheville on one side and Austin on the other, and then kind of do that sign on both sides, and then make like a compare and contrast sign, and then thinking.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So I'm gonna do what you just said. So you did. I'm gonna do a more of a phrase at the beginning. So me move to. Okay, I'm thinking. Me move to Austin. There's the left. Asheville, fingers spelled badly, on the right. Okay. Then so that's which do I move to? That's the setup there. Okay. Then I've been researching, finding, collecting data. Compare which. Okay. So that's that. So what I did was I separated it into two different phrases. And notice that my phrases don't match the phrases in the sentence. So the sentence the original narrative, the original sentence in English, in my mind, I paraphrased it. Okay, so I said, okay, what she's saying is she's thinking about moving to Asheville or Austin. Okay, so because of that, she's been doing all sorts of research, gathering data, comparing to help make her decision, right? So that's why that paraphrasing is so important, because it allows you to go, okay, what is she saying? What is she saying? Let's break this down into simple terms. She wants to move to either Asheville or Austin. She's trying to figure this out. She's doing some research and comparing, right? So that's where I came up with that interpretation. Me moved to Austin, Asheville, that was a better finger spelling, which I've been researching and collecting and comparing and which, okay, something like that. So you can, oh, I did the wrong one. I did my typical ones. Should have done this, my bad, this way. So that sign, in either way, like I said, it's just a modification of the, not a modification, two different ways you can sign that. But either way you do it, now you can see that it can be used in that kind of way. So you can, if you envision somebody doing, you know, collecting data or resources, as in her case, or it could even be like, you know, if somebody's considering going to, thinking about which college to go to. Justin, what did you just do?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just kind of practicing by myself, but I was thinking of more of a vertical way of doing it, and I didn't know if you could be like, you know, I'm researching, and then kind of collect down that way.
Yeah. So we have, you know why it feels weird is because these things are, in this case, these things are non-specific. So it feels weird to you're collecting going down in reference to these things that I'm researching, right? If these were specific things, it would feel more accurate. Like if we were to say, I'm researching housing, schools, and, you know, outdoor life in Austin and Asheville to make my decision, right? So then it would be, you know, where live, what did I say the second one was? Oh, schools, there's schools, and outside do, those three things, me, research, collect. That feels better. It still feels a little bit awkward, but it definitely seems clear because it's like, I'm researching these things, collect. It feels actually better, even in this situation, to use your space more than this, because signing collect on this hand feels weird, like that. Collect. So like where to live, school, there's schools, outside do, I'm researching and gathering, that feels more natural to do even then. But it was a good thought. I have to think about that if I can think of any way that might work, I'll let you guys know. Good thinking though. Any other ideas? That kind of like just brainstorming kind of, even if it maybe is awkward. I always say, like, try it, apply it, because at first it's never gonna be right when you apply it the first time, but you have to start applying it until it finally gets right. So, good.
Yeah. Could you do something like comparing positives, negatives? I mean,
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Pros, cons, and then you could even gather that research, yeah, pros and cons could definitely work. Yep. Yeah. Any other ideas? All right. I think we are good. Yeah, that's it. That's it for this one. Same thing next session. Next session starting in a couple of weeks. And we'll do the same the same type of webinars, two of them. So awesome. Have a great week, you guys. Danique, I wasn't sure if you were going to say something. No. Okay. Bye, everybody. Have a good week.
Nicole, Nicole, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay. What's the sign for Houston?
Houston.
Houston.
Yep,
Okay.
Houston. You're saying Houston, Texas, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Yep. Houston and Dallas, I think. I think it's Dallas and Houston.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. And Fort Worth, something like that. Fort Worth.
Okay. Thanks.
Bye, guys.